Some people perceive the path of an industrial engineer as a quick way to get an engineering degree. Truth is, the life of an industrial engineer is not easy.
It requires a dedication of time, as the most minute detail of every variable is considered. The challenge doesn't end there, as an industrial engineer must also be aware of factors received by individual departments or people, because in the processes they optimize, how these people interact is as important as their individual functions.
Even through all these challenges, the life of an industrial engineer is a great one. It can be compared to a thick, well-written textbook. Students, maybe like you and me, dread the idea of reading it, but once you actually give it a shot, you'll realize how valuable it really is.
Industrial engineering relies on quantitative data and methods to optimize a system's effectiveness and efficiency. From techniques such as time study and decision analysis, industrial engineering turns vast amounts of data, unreliable on its own, into reliable and actionable information used for improvement.
Industrial engineering also uses qualitative data to describe the dynamic of the problems being solved. The ever-changing needs of the industry are considered when improving the business. This makes industrial engineering a very unique field, one that combines the scientific prowess of an engineer and the artistic mindset of an entrepreneur.
Industrial engineers are extremely valuable to organizations. In fact, they're like seeds planted within an organization. Just like a seed, an industrial engineer starts small, deep within the foundation of the business. As small, iterative improvements spread through the company, breakthroughs occur, and these small improvements multiply in effect for the entire system.
Founded in the 1960s, Cebu Atlantic Hardware has grown to be one of the leading hardware and construction supply retailers in Cebu. With 4 different branches around Metro Cebu and more than 50 years of operations, the primary problem of this company is, how do we bring our old methods to keep up with the ever-changing needs of the present and the future?
Atlantic Hardware's old methods were based on what they see fit best. Decisions were made on everyday observations that had no concrete evidence. One key decision made only through observations can be seen in the Tabunok branch of Atlantic Hardware. The number of checkout counters for the store was obtained only through everyday observation and intuition of the Treasury Department. With a needed shift to make decisions with quantitative basis in today's business environment, the Treasury Department wanted to know if the current number of checkout counters were under or overutilized for the daily flow of customers in the store.
To find a solution, the team brainstormed to explore innovative methods. And after a series of discussions, we decided that the best approach to solve the problem is through queuing analysis and Monte Carlo simulation with the use of time study to gather the necessary data. Going outside the traditional method of stopwatches, a modern approach using Excel and keystroke software was used to record timestamps with a click of a button. During the time study, we recorded 3 primary time variables for each customer: start queue, start service, and end service.
With the primary time variables selected, we calculated for the queue time, service time, and inter-arrival time for each cashier. The same variables as averages of the entire system were also obtained. We then used a Monte Carlo simulation to simulate which cashier a person would go to for the entire day. After the Monte Carlo simulation was performed, we then found the average inter-arrival time of the customers in each cashier in the simulation. This gave us a new inter-arrival time, which was used to find the arrival rate of this simulation.
The service rate stays constant per cashier, and 11 different Monte Carlo simulations were done to simulate what happens when you remove certain cashiers from the system. For each simulation, we calculated the utilization rate for each cashier by dividing the simulated arrival rate by the service rate. And then we averaged it all for every cashier to find an average utilization rate given that certain combination of cashiers used during operations.
After evaluating the average utilization rate of all the scenarios, current and simulated, we concluded that the current system was indeed underutilized. This means that there are more checkout counters than needed, and the use of intuition as the primary decision-making tool led to a wastage of resources and overrun in costs.
The alternative that led to the highest average utilization rate is approximately 48.03%, higher than the current setup. It involves having only 2 checkout counters open for the entire day, instead of the current 4. This proposed configuration would yield a near-perfect utilization rate.
We compiled and presented the results to key personnel in the Treasury Department of Cebu Atlantic Hardware. This was a big step towards modernizing the way in which decisions were made in the company, and they were happy to have scientific basis for the future decisions they make on the checkout process of Cebu Atlantic Hardware's Kabunok batch.
Undoubtedly, with the implementation of the proposed configuration, Cebu Atlantic Hardware's checkout counter operations will be more efficient. And just like a seed, slowly growing into a tree every sunset, benefits from these small but meaningful improvements will soon blossom and positively affect the entire system.